Cabby. Well, as the title goes, I survived Brighton. I got there and I got back again with all my parts and pieces intact. And it was no small part due to 7 ladies who were going down there on a hen do, as you do. One of them's getting married in May, and they decided to celebrate the festivities in Brighton. And little old me plucked the short straw and had to take them down there. Well, they were quite rowdy, as you could imagine. All came out drinking straight away. And say, oh, Andy, oh, God, I thought I'm in for a hell of a journey. Hello, JPW and Bloodnose, good to see you. And I missed doing this last night, but circumstances had it. I had to duck out for the evening. Hello, Philip Davis and Healing Vibrations too, good to see you. Anna Perkins as well. Glad you survived my former hometown. I did by the skin of my teeth. It must have been the hens. Cosmic Wartoad, Nigel the Handyman, Lorna Mackenzie and Julie Keys. Good to see you all. I've got a bit of a problem tonight where I'm parked. I'm kind of back here, and the reason is I'm parked on a slight slope. Have a look at this. That over there, where that car is, just to the right near my house, is where I usually park on a flat. And I got home and some bastards nicked my parking space, so I've had to park over here a little way, and it's on a bit of a slant, so I keep leaning back like this. See, it's crazy. Tanner Family Memories, hello to you. Bridget Charleston as well, good to see you. Ty Cochran, I owe the life of a taxi driver, don't you know it. Jane Griffiths, hello to you. Julie Baldwin, John Kent as well. Yes, I'm not too bad, not too bad. I'm going to begin the full 99 subscription. Oh, cool, thank you, Healing Vibrations, I appreciate it. Well, you know, everybody keeps telling me off for drinking all that Diet Coke every night. You know what I'm going to do this evening? I'm not going to drink Diet Coke. I've decided I'm going to change my habits. Police UK, oh, blimey. Hello, Police UK, good to see you. Alan Pape from Chester, good to see you as well. Joe Burgess, everyone's coming in, excellent. The Manchester Man, good to see you. Glad I'm not the only territorial one when it comes to my parking spaces. Can do now when legally parked. But yeah, that space I just showed you outside my house, it's got enough space there to fit 2 large cars. Now, I've always parked my taxi on the road because it's a good advert. When people walk past, they see the phone number and everything else. So I always do. And then when I come home after driving a couple of 100 miles, I think, fuck, get out of my space. But yeah, what annoys me is you've got the space there where 2 cars can park, but they park halfway across both spaces, so only 1 car can park. How bloody inconsiderate is that? Never mind. Hello, Robert McNair. Good to see you. Cosmic Wartoad as well. You've just caught me in a session on Paint Shop Pro. Oh, that's a blast from the past. Copper on Andy's feed. Yeah, Police UK. Well, they're not going to like what I'm going to do in a minute. All I will say is I'm going to take the keys out of the ignition, and you'll see in a minute. Hello, Sand Dancer. Good to see you. Joe Burgess, we're flying out to New York from Manchester in the next couple of days. Oh, cool. What part of New York are you going to, Joe Burgess? Let me know. That's excellent. I hate Space Invaders, not the game. Was that a little rant there, Andy? Oh, what about me? Would I rant? No, I couldn't possibly do such a thing. Hello, Declan Toomey, good to see you. And Sophia Green's in the chat, good to see you as well. Long time no see, and hope you're good. And everything's wonderful. Yes, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give a nice little reward, you see, to people that keep telling me off for drinking Coca-Cola all the time. I'm going to drink something else instead. And I'm going to make sure no one's looking. I'm going to open it. And I'm going to say to you all, cheers. And if you've got one yourself, go and grab it. Oh, that tastes nice. Nice. And it's cold in here, so it'll stay chilled. Hi, Andy. Used to live in Fulham. Had to park 4 or 5 streets away from home. I couldn't think of anything worse, Paul Warner. Jesus. Tickety boo, good evening to you. Ty Cochran, keep on your au revoir, or if you have stopped for the evening, cheers. Yes, I'm on the old cider, and I might have a little bit of scotch when I get indoors and wash it down. It's been one of those. So yes, I've only got the one can out here, otherwise I might not remember where I live. I'm frightened, Andy, scared we could be wiped off the mask. Wiped off the mask? What do you mean by that, Angela Gardner? Is this the old Ukraine thing, or do you mean the old COVID? You tell me. Let's talk about it. If you lot were Vladimir Putin, would you admit defeat now and do the decent thing by quitting while you've still got a Russia, or choose the nuclear option and lose both your Russia and the Ukraine? He's in a sticky wicket. He'll be all about self-preservation. If he pulls out and admits defeat and just leaves, it'll be disastrous, and someone could take him out. If he carries on, his army's going to get destroyed and potentially draw the rest of us in. It's a tricky one. You've got 2 ways through it: negotiation and find a compromise, or there may be desperation. But everybody seems very scared of what it could lead to, which may is preventing any further action on our part. Sounds like a criminal charge, doesn't it? No further action. But we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, it's not over yet. Not by a long shot. It seems that Turkey is going to be the go-between. Yeah, I read that earlier, Stink Pooter. It's good. I think somebody has to be. And I see Sleepy Joe has been sending threats to China, saying, don't you go helping those Ruskies, otherwise you'll be in all sorts of trouble. Do you think our government is really laid back over the invasion? I don't think so much laid back, Joe Burgess. I think it's a NATO-wide issue, particularly with us and America. We just seem to be very hesitant to take too much action in too much of a direction, because we're scared of that button push that everybody's worrying about. I mean, you'll see in the media quite a lot. They mention the word nuclear an awful lot. Hi, Uncle Gary, good to see you. I mean, the other day they said that in a news article that we're more or less completely unprepared to warn our citizens of an incoming nuclear attack against this country. Now, again, they're trying to scare us. What's this all about? Cider? What's wrong with a can of Kronenberg 1664? I'll tell you what's wrong with a can of Kronenberg 1664, Cosmic Wartoad. I wouldn't make the 20-minute mark. I could never drink that stuff, ever. It used to knock me off my feet every time. David L., it's an Owen situation. Did you see the speech being cut off? I think Israel will get involved. Any thoughts, mate? I believe it is an Owen situation. I think he's acted on poor intelligence. I think he's acted on, some overwhelming vision of putting that buffer in there. It's just the whole thing's crap, and it's how do you get out? He's completely underestimated the level of Ukrainian resistance, and they've decimated some of the tactics I've seen, these, mechanical units carrying out, like their tank regiments, fucking crammed up together in tight squares. They just get obliterated. It's crazy. Putin seizes 515 Airbus and Boeing jets in Russia after he passed a law claiming the jets for Russia. Seems Putin's playing chess with NATO and EU are playing drafts. Well, Putin, up until this point, has always Careful what pubs you going in Brighton, mate. I won't tell you what I said to my wife earlier. That'll get me kicked off. Yeah, Putin has always played a game of proportionality, hasn't he? Well, up until this point, if we do something to him, he'll do something proportionate back to us in return. And he's still playing that game, even though he's obviously doing everything else. Hello, Factual Breakdown. Good to see you. And everybody in the chat, thank you for joining us. Andy the Gabby Cabby's daily chat. I've got a cider in hand for a change instead of a Coke. And don't worry, it's my first one of the day. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like button on the YouTube live stream. And that will help the algorithm sort the channel out. And if you haven't done so already and you're a new watcher, please consider subscribing as well. And that's wonderful stuff. Who else we got here? Julie Baldwin, are you on the gin yet? And I saw that picture of your eyes that you sent me after you had your eye examination. Cider's a summer drink. It was quite warm today. Spring is coming. Cider's an anytime drink for me. And a nice bit of scotch and whatever as well. Where does Saudi stand with this? They are not doing well in the ferry business of late. No, that's right. Oh, that P&O stuff that went on. I had a driver today that had to take somebody. Oh, but you're on the Bacardi, are you, Julie? I had someone today that had to take someone from Walmer up to Gatwick, and Walmer is just the other side of Dover. And when I spoke to the lady, she said that there was all sorts of trouble in between Walmer and the M20. All of the P&O staff were blocking off the roundabout and causing all sorts of grief. And I have to say, I fully support it. I think they've been treated absolutely appallingly. You even have captains of ships, I've read, actually pulling their gangplanks up and not letting anyone on or off for complete and utter protest. Webber was doing a definite impersonation of Spring today. Oh, it was lovely. I wanted to get some video of Brighton seafront where I was down there, and there was just literally nowhere to park, and it was crammed. And where I was, there was like a little bed and breakfast thing where I dropped the girls off, come down the road, turn that way, and then there's Brighton Pier and all the rest of it. And I tried to drive all the way down. Very, very, very busy. Very busy. Neats, try White Lightning and sleep for a week. Oh, that's vile stuff. I think this might be the last best day of the year so far. I'll go with that, Anna. I mean, the thermometer on my car went up to about 17 degrees earlier. It was pretty damn good, to be honest. I hope they throw the book at P&O. Yeah, if you get rid of your staff, if they've made them redundant, then they can't. It's the position you're making redundant, isn't it? Not the staff member. So you can't fill that position if you make it redundant. So surely they've got to sack them all. And what about all the millions of pounds of furlough money that P&O's had, and now they've gone and sacked everybody? It's a disaster. And as far as public opinion goes, don't even go there. It's crap. Andy, my fuel tank has expanded £50. Now takes £80. That's Alan Edge. Yeah, tell me about it. It's crazy, isn't it? I worked out before all this crap started happening. And by the way, Gary the boat wanking dinghy diver, hello, good to see you. Before all this fuel stuff started happening, I could get to Gatwick and back on 30 quid a diesel, Heathrow and back on 40 quid a diesel. Now it's 40 quid for one and 50 for the other. Unbelievable. You make positions redundant, not people. That's right. I mean, you get rid of a ship captain and replace them. What are you going to call them? A starship captain? I don't get it. Hey, cuz. Hi, Jen. Hope you're all right. It's my cousin in the chat, Jenny Reynolds. And Uncle Gary's here as well, her dad. Just need my mother to turn up now. We'll have a full house. Lorna McKenzie, the government admitted they knew about P&O 24 hours before they announced it. Oh, did they? Right. Okay. They've kept the captains and upper crew. Okay. Well, again, that's redundant positions, isn't it? That we were just discussing. God, really, this is going down well, this is. I wish I'd have brought another one out. Andy also put it in one of his videos, yeah. Cooey, laugh out loud, that's David L. Cooey to you too. I like it, Jen. She'll give you a slap when she sees that. I told her I'm coming on here today, so whether she turns up or not, I don't know. One can of special brew would finish me. That's Robert McNair. I don't think I ever tried special brew. If I did, I don't remember it, and that's probably the point. Andy, have you read the latest book, Anti-Gravity? You won't be able to put it down. Excellent. John H. P&O equals bits off. Yes. Run in and grab one, says Neats. We'll see. I might have to. We'll see how it goes. Stink Pooter. Neats white lightning blows your socks off. When I was a kid, when I was in the Air Cadets, yeah, Cosmic War Toad. When I walked out the door to come and get in the cab, she was just coming down the stairs, and I kind of hid this by the side of my leg, and hey, bye. And yeah, I don't. She might have spotted me. She may well have done. P&O is only O away from being the number 2. May as well be Anna Perkins. Gary the boat wanking dinghy diver. I'm not wearing socks. Well, they'd get wet, wouldn't they? White Lightning is a brilliant paint stripper. Yeah, what was I saying? When I was a kid, we used to, in the Air Cadets, we used to go to the local off licence, and the sergeant was old enough to buy booze and fags, and we used to get a bottle of Thunderbirds. I don't know if anyone remembers that. Thunderbirds apple wine. It was all right at the time, but looking back on it, yuck. It was a bit disgusting. Should we just call him Gary? Is that the dinghy diver guy? Oh, yes. That might be a shortened version. We'll stick with that. Factual breakdown, by the way. I did see that email you sent me earlier with the sheriff. Very, very interesting listening, I have to admit. And quite a successful one at that. Oh my God, my auntie's in here as well, Tina Reynolds. So I've got my auntie, my uncle and my cousin. Definitely need my mother now. Robert McNair, oof, Thunderbirds is battery acid, Andy. You remember it, Robert, do you? We used to get him to buy a bottle of that and 20 fags, and it used to do us for the evening. Hi, Mike Alligators, good to see you. Everything's okay with me. Been a eventful day. I took 7 ladies to Brighton who were going down there on a hen do, and they all come out rather lively, rather loud, and had these little cans of like martini mixer and coke drinks, and there was a bottle of rosé that got opened very, very quickly. It was yes, an eventful time going down there. Yeah, I mean, you could imagine, this is going to sound sexist, but I'll say it, being cooped up in here for 2 hours with 7 ladies yakking and getting a bit tipsy on the way down. I mean, bless them, they were lovely, all of them. And I had a conversation with one in the front, but my ears were ringing at the end of it, as they would be after that amount of time. Thunderbird paint stripper, Andy. Yeah. Well, it did the job for us at the time, I tell you. Black and tan for me when I drank Guinness and the Harp. Okay, we had Snakebite and Black, or Snakebite Lager and Black, which I think was cider, blackcurrant and something else. Oh, Andy, you poor man, did any of them recognise you? No, they didn't. I think I would have been in trouble if they did. I mean, they literally sounded like, oh, Andy, we're going to go down to Brighton and have some fun. Why don't you shut your car up down here and come with us and don't go home for the weekend? You'll have bags of fun, you will. Oh, any nice taxi driver. They were like that. Oh, Christ. Factual breakdown, Grady Judd is a man's man. Yeah, definitely. Handy Andy, looks like P&O have put themselves into history for all the wrong reasons. Yeah, I'll tell you what, no one will want to use them if they treat everyone like that. I love Only Fools and Horses, Gary. Absolutely love it. And I always remember when they filmed down here. Sailor Jerry's rum is my poison. Okay. Oh, I don't like a nice bit of rum. Tim Vine said, bang, that's being out of order. Glad I am not in town tonight. It's Anna Perkins. Do you still live? You don't live down that neck of the woods still, do you, Anna Perkins? I know you're from there, or it was your old stomping ground, but I can't remember what you said about it. Healing vibrations, laughing at the imitation of the women. Okay. Christine Ayres, I noticed your screen name's changed a little bit. Are you on your backup account again this evening? Snakebite is 45% cider, 45% lager, and 5% blackcurrant juice. Yes, and 95% pissed after a few of them, definitely. European countries are dumping the net zero agenda. They need to. It's never going to work with the way things are at the moment. We're just not ready for it. It's nuts to even try. I mean, I was sent a thing before I came out about this bloody £2,000 hike on our electricity bills. They're talking about possibly scrapping it, but there's a price tag attached, and that is these blasted heat pump things. I've got to look into it more, but it doesn't look good, really. Yeah, everyone, this is Andy the Gabby Cabby's Daily Chat. Friday night, we're at the end of the week. If you haven't done so already, hit the like button on this chat and help the algorithm. Oh, pardon me, Windy Pops, that's the trouble with cider, and help the channel grow. And if you are a new subscriber or a new watcher, please consider hitting the subscribe button. That would be wonderful too. And I appreciate all your support. It's wonderful how you turn out to come and see me. And I do apologise for last night. I noticed a couple of people were concerned that I looked a bit agitated and not with it. To be honest, I wasn't. It was just a series of personal dilemmas meant that I couldn't do the live stream last night, and it all went to shit. But there you go. Joe Burgess, you're such a nice fella, Andy. Thank you. I appreciate it. I try to be. Apparently heat pumps don't work with underfloor heating. Net zero is not achievable, and our leaders know it. Yes, they know a lot of things that we also know, and they try to pretend that we don't. Bunch of, yes. Get me on email after Andy will send it to you. That's Christine Ayres, Healing Vibrations. What about the Disneyland arrest? Shocking. Yeah, there is a link to a video that's on YouTube somewhere. YouTube tickety boo, where all these arrests to do with this Disney thing are all detailed, and it's shocking. Really shocking. I don't know what other way to put it, really. Hello, Chrissy Williams. And look at me. I got a drinky. Good to see you in the chat, and hope you are doing okay. I'm actually sitting here with my keys out of the ignition because you can see the Rozzers coming past and seeing me sitting here at the wheel of a car having a drink and wondering what I'm doing. I think Andy sits on the fence when under pressure. What do you mean, Dantini? The UK must pay almost £12 billion towards the pensions of EU civil servants between 2021 and 2064. Meanwhile, our own pensioners receive an extra 25p rise. It's disgusting, isn't it? Really disgusting. CO2 means more for the flora of the planet to grow bigger. They in return give us more oxygen. Whether we grow bigger in numbers is down to us. Very good. Very good. It's a big con, isn't it, really? Yay, Andy's on the piss. Oh, I'm just getting started. Don't you worry about that. Healing vibrations when I'm ag. Gary the dinghy diver. Del Boy named me Gary. Okay. Lorna Mackenzie. I've heard him name people other things. Jodie Pitt is in the chat. Good to see you. Tony Whitworth. Gas prices aren't up because Russia invaded Ukraine. Prices are up because Biden invaded the White House. Very, very true. Training Buster. Hello to you. And good to see you. And I told you I'd be having a few bits and bobs. Training Buster is another person who's doing a little bit of driving for me to the airports, and his first job is tomorrow, which I know he's looking forward to, and I've given him quite a few more. So I know a welcome addition to the team is Training Buster, and I look forward to it. Do not remember the episode Strangers on the Shore. Do you not remember the episode Strangers on the Shore? I've seen them all, and I can tell within seconds, usually, which one I'm watching. Mark Hanson, are you working tomorrow? And he looks like being a nice day. Day off tomorrow. Usually what I try and do is about 4 or 5 days solid in a row, and then have a day off and then start again. I mean, Sunday I'm off back to Brighton again in the morning, and I've got to go and get these girls back that I took down there today. And the thing is with stag and hen do's, you see, they're all excited and probably, well, mostly pissed when they're on their way down there, and then when they come back, it's a different kettle of fish. They're rather tired and rather sleepy and a lot quieter than they were when they left. It's quite amusing to see the difference. Chrissy Williams, I put on Facebook about the boat people and how much they cost, and someone said I was lying. For fuck's sake, they believed the MSM. Don't. What did you put? 5 million quid a day per head? Brighton run to retrieve the girls who are going to be nursing massive hangovers. Oh, they will be. I mean, they said to me they were going for a meal today, probably be pissed tonight, hungover tomorrow, and going to see a burlesque show tomorrow. I think they said burlesque anyway. It sounded bloody good, whatever it was. Yeah, go armed with earplugs. I might have to. Watch the trolls sending the police to your car, Sand Dancer. Yes, well, they'd have to find it first. Chrissy Williams, laugh out loud, Andy, your video, the girls will be quiet on the way back. Yeah, I reckon they will be. Don't give them ideas, Sand. Yes, I wonder how many of them we actually get in the chat. They never identify themselves. They probably just sit there foaming at the mouth. So, hello, trolls. Good to see you, and thank you very much. Andy, how far is Brighton from you? It's about a couple of hours' drive. Gatwick is about 88 miles, and Brighton's about another 25-30 miles down the road from that. So, good couple of hours' drive. I'm not as sink as dry. I can't even say that, Andy. Funny. I put the truth, Andy, how much we pay for them. Right, okay. And they still called you a liar. Yes, nice one, factual breakdown. Edgar Lee, what sort of mess does your cab get in? It depends on the clientele. I mean, usually you just get stuff off of the bottom of people's feet and you just have to hoover it up every now and again. But the annoying thing when you have, situations like today, where they've got certain clothes on which are fluffy and anything, and they stand up and it all gets in the seats. So I have to give it a clean out before I go back to work. Hello, Diane Abbott. What's 7/8? Anna Perkins. Changed your account name, Gary the Dinghy Diver. Think he might have realised your suggestion. Let's just call him Gary. Cosmic War Toad, I'll be massive pay rises for the P&O company bosses when the bills are. Oh, of course there will be. Diane Abbott stands in your crane. Oh, look, the calculator has arrived. Techno Fishy 85, evening Andy, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Alan Pape, are they electric bikes? God, I saw some of them blasted e-scooter things today. 7/8 is a pi. No, pi is 3.14, Diane. I think you've got that a bit round a twist there, but never mind. Keep trying. Stephen Porter, hello to you. Good to see you. Are you the real abacus? I'd love to see the answer to that one. I already know what it is. It gives us all a chuckle. That's the main thing. That's what it's all about. Factual breakdown. I've always got my eyes peeled for trolls, especially now that some of their names are known. Yes, that's very true. You never know who's driving around and savagely looking at things, definitely. Hello, Christine Ez. What are you doing? You're saying yes. For 7/8 could be a 3.14. Well, that's very true. Stephen Porter, what's your view on the new highway code rules? Bonkers, Stephen Porter, to be honest. Absolutely bonkers. And I saw more of this in Brighton today. They've got bloody cycle lanes all over the place, coming across junctions, and they got pedestrians just walking out in front of the road. You know, us motorists have to give way. You know, the pedestrians take priority now over drivers. I mean, Christ, if I hit someone with this at speed, they've had it. And the cyclists, they're out in the middle. Oh, yeah, it's bloody ridiculous. I think they're just trying to make it more difficult. Nigel has had to cancel again due to it being unsafe for his debate on Net Stupid. Where was he trying to do it this time, Julie? I know there's that football club that told him to piss off before, weren't there? Keir told me to stand on my crane. I only know one destination, that's the UK. P&O have staff from France, but no one for the return journey. Christine Ayres, very cool. 4 mini jet engines. Ooh. Listen, everybody, this is the daily chat with Andy the Gabby Cabby in his car. If you've just joined us, hit the like button. Help the algorithm and the channel. That's all good. Thank you very much for coming over. And if you're new here and you've only just started watching, please consider subscribing as well. That's that will be good. Very supportive, and do appreciate everything you're doing. Robert McNair, the new rules are downright dangerous. Only a matter of time before someone is hurt. Yeah, I mean, I had it a while back, and I told this story before. I got stuck in a traffic jam in Dartford, and I was stopped, and all of a sudden I had this clump, and I looked in my wing mirror, and there was a cyclist driven into the back of my car. And I just saw this dishevelled heap on the floor. And I got out quickly and went and helped the guy and picked him up, and he was all right. But I thought, Christ. And that just shows you how dangerous it is in certain circumstances. 19 more likes to reach 100. So we're getting there. Hello, Mickey. Good to see you. And welcome to the chat. Good for you to join us. My guide dog is trained to wait for traffic. The traffic now wait for us. Bloody dangerous. Yeah, and it is Russian roulette. It really is. I mean, some people don't give a shit. Normally, they just cross anyway. But this gives them license to. Yeah, you got it. Factual breakdown. Slurp, slurp. Beep, beep. Don't tempt me. I'll go over slurp though. Good stuff. Robert McNair, cyclists would carry insurance to cover accidents. I think they should. I think any road users should have a certain level of insurance. I mean, you look at it. If I hit a car and it's my fault, then they need to claim recompense off of me for what I have done. Surely the same should work with cyclists. Or e-scooters or any other users. It's It's just basic common sense to me. Am I wrong? You tell me. That's just the way I feel about it. And it just seems common sense. Oh, pardon me. Driving behind a fairly big lorry today with a warning to cyclists to be careful alongside. Well, they haven't learnt to read yet. Yeah, I see that all the time. I see it all the time. I mean, the only exception to the rule, of course, with insurance for road users is pedestrians. You can't expect every person walking down the pathway to have an insurance policy. It's crazy. But, you know, on the same token, they've got to exercise a bit of common sense. You know, you remember David Prowse, the Green Cross Code Man, or Darth Vader, depending on how you look at it. It's common sense. Look left, look right, check again and cross the road. And they just fucking well cross over and expect us all to, you know, like it. But Bev Berry, we've got these rent-a-scooters in Newcastle and people are reckless. Oh, don't. Christine, those media folks can take care of that since they're behind the original ones. Peter Adams, my dog only has 2 legs. His name is Woodbine. I take him for a drag every night. I like that, Peter. Good stuff. Got some good old jokes coming. I was knocked down on a pavement. The cyclist never stopped. I've been clipped a couple of times by them. Not like massively hurt, just annoying really, how they fly by and don't bother looking. It's crazy. Peter Adams, cheers. Yeah, cheers to you. Oh, that goes down well. Embarrassing. Jill Biden corrects Joe Biden after he calls Kamala Harris the First Lady. I've heard it all now. I bet she didn't like that. Joe, I'm the First Lady. Don't you forget it. That woman over there is the Vice President of the United States of America. Don't you forget that even. What did you say, dear? You know, it's beyond fallacy, isn't it? King Corona. I've seen the hire bikes and e-scooters in London just dumped anywhere in the middle of the pavement. It's ridiculous. Yeah, I've seen that as well. Hello, Trevor Moore. Good to see you. CJ Williams. Bah ha ha, Andy. Andy, if you and I were at South Street Seaport in New York City sitting at the river, I would have a Cosmopolitan and we'd have an absolute blast. Yeah, we'd have a few of them as well. Not just one. That'd be boring. And I could put on a bit of a performance. We need to start an anti-cyclist petition. Well, they just need to bloody behave themselves like everyone else. Everyone gets self-entitled sometimes, don't they, when they think they can get away with stuff. The council created a new cycle lane local to me. Thing is, they made the road so dangerous, they're now removing it again due to the public pressure. They were talking about something like that near me. We've got a stretch of road called the Canterbury Road. We've got right on the very edge of our area, we've got something called St Nicholas. And there you've got the Canterbury Road. And that goes down a stretch of dual carriageway up into Birchington, through to Westgate, Westbrook, Garlinge, and through to Margate. It goes all the way, and it's a main carriageway. And what they were talking about doing was putting a cycle lane on the edge of it, and that thereby reduced the amount of surface space that the rest of the road users can go down and see. And we all said it's very dangerous because particularly when you come into town and turn left, you've got this lovely coastal road all the way around there that connects up the same way. It's far more attractive, far more healthy, far safer and far better views. Yet they want to encourage all these cyclists all down this main route where you've got all sorts of things come thundering past. I'm not anti-cyclist, I'm not. I'm just anti-stupidity, and it just seemed like a crazy idea to me. It really did. Drift Wannabe. I know some South Africans who smuggled Kruger and got away with it because they had diplomatic immunity. Oh, wait. That was a film I watched. Alan Edge, drone, can of tomatoes for Andy. Laugh out loud. Like, oh, get out. Yeah, I saw that one with a can of tomatoes with a drone actually, but I think if you lob one of them at a cyclist, it wouldn't have the same effect. That is exactly what happened with this cycle lane local to me, Andy. Yeah, we all kicked off about ours, Robert. I think it's been put on the back burner, at least for now. King Corona, stink pooter, can bikes be recycled? When I go down the scrapyard, well, the tip, to get rid of our household crap, they got a big scrap metal container in there, and I've seen bikes in there that people have discarded of, so I'm sure they can. It's the groups and political parties forcing cyclists e-scooter right next to pedestrians, making it dangerous for all of us, really. Yeah, I mean, there used to be the law years ago where you can, you know, if your tyres were over a certain diameter, you had to be on the road, and even that gets ignored unless it's been quietly scrapped. I don't know. We have these two men around here who ride horses down the road. A few weeks ago, they took a dump right outside our gate. One of my neighbours got out of his car with a glove on. Oof. We have that here sometimes. We're right on a bend. Road comes in and then goes down that way. And sometimes the horses take a dump on the corner right outside my house. I don't know what they're trying to say, but I'm certainly not running out there with a glove. Russian people are decent. Putin is the W anchor. Yes, you could well be right there, Barefoot Troll. I will not repeat the full word, what you were trying to say, but starts with W and ends with anchor. Put the two together, you've got what? Yeah, okay, next. Bev Berry, mind, I think runners need to wear high vis at night. I do when I go for a run. Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, I've driven down country lanes and all of a sudden somebody appears that's completely dressed in dark clothing. It's nuts. Use it for the roses, Andy. It's my granddad. Chrissy Williams, Cheriton and Folkestone has new cycle lanes and no parking for any cars for the small local shops. Handy Andy, horse poo, good for your roses. Yeah. Rabbit poo used to be good for vegetables and stuff you were growing in the back garden. That was another thing. By the way, I'm the troll with no socks on. Barefoot Troll. Very good. Most fun you can have with your socks on or off. Anna Perkins, you have to pick up dog poo and bin, but horses seem to get away with it. Have a garden, scoop it up for the roses in town. I think I'll pass on that, thank you very much. I won't want to be accused of stirring anything like shit. Tony Whitworth, Marjorie Taylor Greene stated the truth is out on the Hunter. The big guy was lying the whole time. Vladimir Putin rattled as oligarchs abandon Russian leader over Ukraine. He's ticked off. I said this days ago, didn't I? You know, what will happen in the end, if we isolate and push them, they'll see what the source of their problem is and perhaps topple it themselves. This might be the way it goes, or the way to do it. That's how I feel about it anyway. Barefoot Troll, I thought that was Harry. The oligarchs are flying their private jets to Dubai. Yes. What else have we got? Yeah, I mean, all they're going to do is keep all their assets out of the way, but they can't get seized. Alan Edge, I'm still on the one I got. I think I'm down to about that much. Drinking it very slowly. It certainly tastes better than a can of the old sugary stuff that I usually have. Well, not sugary stuff, aspartame-filled stuff. Joe Burgess, RT taken off Twitter for biased reporting, says the BBC. Did you see that video I did the other day when I was pissing myself laughing at the beginning of it? And it was all to do with the BBC trying to school us on how to spot fake news. That was crazy. Very crazy. Katie cider is very nice. I don't think I've tried that one. I have to keep an eye out. Hunter's $500,000 painting be worth a loaf of bread soon. Canned food and silver. Yes, that's true. And Faux Joe has to go. Yeah, let's go, Brandon. I'm oblivious what the problem is. It's obvious what the problem is. It's Joe Biden, Vladimir Putin, Xi Jinping, and the other politicians. Yeah, can't argue with that. Hi Andy, think I'm losing it over my dog. Was told to see doctor. If it's getting to you that much, Angela, and really affecting you that much, I think maybe it might be time you do go and try and get some outside assistance. You know, you've got nothing to be ashamed of for asking for help. Nobody has. You need to go and seek that out if you need to. No one can make that decision for you, but perhaps you need to if you're not dealing with it. My neighbour picked up the poop so he could throw it at the riders. I remember years ago we went to a zoo, and I was with my cousin Michael, and if my family is still in the chat, they'll appreciate this. And there were some llamas and there were some chimpanzees. And my cousin Michael and I decided to have a spitting contest with the llamas. Only llamas can spit better than humans, and my cousin Michael got spat at. And then down the road, we were making chimpanzee noises at the chimpanzees. And my cousin Michael decided to rattle some bars and things a little bit. But one of these chimpanzees picked up the biggest pile of poo you've ever seen in your life and lobbed it straight at my cousin. I saw it coming and got out of the way. And he got a bit of a shock. And that was a long time ago. But I still remember it as clear as day. I can't remember where the zoo was, but I can just remember these things going, right at him. It's hilarious. Jodie Pitt, Dad used to sell horse dung, 2p for one bucket and 4p for two. This would get him into either the swimming baths or the cinema. Okay, that works. When the BBC did school programmes, he did. He hit the men square in the face. BRB bread is done. Ty Cochran, do it. Fought a long time with PTSD. Finally got help after 3 attempts to leave the planet. And all my nightmares, should have done it years ago. Don't suffer, please get some help. Yeah, some people either don't realise they've got an issue, or they try and live with the issue and it ends up consuming them. And it's not nice. It really is not nice. And people, deserve the help and they need the help. If they feel it, they've just got to bite the bullet and go, right, I'm going to get this sorted. And it can go on for too long sometimes. Trust me. I know. Go and do it. Russia donated $0 to Trump. Russia donated $145 million to the Clinton Foundation, plus $500,000 for Bill to give a speech. Why did Trump get investigated? It was the anti-Trump brigade, wasn't it? The media and the establishment. Trump's problems are made up by the mere politics. In my impression I get on both sides of the Atlantic are very much controlled by a set of individuals, be it left, be it right. There seems to be this clique, this establishment, and also you have the media complicit in this as well. And Donald Trump came in and said, I want to be president of the United States. And it happened. And the whole establishment, probably through gritted teeth, thought, what the hell? And spent the next 4 years trying to make him look as bad as possible and get rid of him. And where are we now? You've got all these bloody press geniuses who wanted Trump out and Biden in, saying he'd be the best thing ever. and now they're realising what a complete and utter foobar they've made of the whole situation. And what have they done? Their job, public influence. And, you know, it's nuts. They got rid of Trump and got Sleepy Joe. My God, is it really erased the part? Yeah. Never trust MSN. Always search outside the given box if you still have the capacity to think for yourself. A lot of people need to move away from this stuff. PTSD, Andy, you just said some true words, mate. David L. Seen it. Experienced some mental health myself in the past. I know, really, some of it. Matt Walton, I lost a scarf at a petting zoo. Okay. FBI refuses to investigate. That's telling. Clearing it up was an industry in itself, Andy. Okay, Jody, didn't realise that. Foobar, yes, I love that term. It's has the virtue of never having even tried. C.J. Williams, that's for sure. Listen, everybody, this is Andy the Gabby Cabby's daily chat in his car on a Friday night. Good to see you all. If you haven't done so already, give that a smack, the old like button on the chats. Does the algorithm a bit of good and helps find the channel. If you're new to watching Andy the Gabby Cabby, please consider subscribing as well. That'll be good, and try and get the subscriber count up a bit. And thank you all for your support. I appreciate it. And, right, let's get back to it. Where we got Julie Baldwin. Nigel Farage has written to Lindsay Hoyle over what Chris Bryant said about him. He's demanded he tells Bryant to retract his comment and repeat it out of the Commons. Damn bloody right. You know, I did this video as well the other day on parliamentary privilege. They just think you can sit there and say what you like without reproach, and I'm afraid the world doesn't work like that. He needs to retract it. And if he's got the brass tack, the bollocks, and also the proof to back up what he's saying, say it outside, so then Farage can take him to court for it. But it won't happen. I'm sure it won't happen. But stranger things have happened. A bit like a cab driver sitting in his car drinking cider on a Friday night. That is a strange thing. Matt Walton. There's a Stanley tool called a foobar as well, like a multi-tool hammer type of thing. Oh, okay, I never knew that. Hello, Angie Etheridge, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Socialists want us to want to force us to host refugees in our home. Jason O'Brien, wouldn't surprise me. Hello, Air Zulu, good to see you. Yes, I survived Brighton, although my ears and my head didn't really survive. I'm not sure how that went. If the internal combustion engine hadn't been invented, Andy, we'd be up to our necks in horse poo. That's right, Jody, we would, wouldn't we? David L., did you know that Russia and the USA are not held by the ICC? No, I didn't know that, David L. And I heard Russia the other day saying that they was part of America that they wanted back. And I thought, what? What are you talking about? And I think there was a colony that was started not far to the north of San Francisco or somewhere like that. And apparently it was Soviet at some point, a good 300 years ago. So Alaska was mentioned as well, but it was another thing on mainland America. It was Fort something or other. I can't remember the exact name of it, but it was on the California side of America. I'm sure they said not far from San Francisco. It's not there anymore. And hasn't been for a long time, but you're going back to around the 1700s. Hi, Andy, thanks for your daily sanity. That's all right, MG. Alan Edge, have you had your tooth done? Factual. CJ Williams, yeah, Russia can have California, bye-bye. Yes, I think they're just being picky, really, for the sake of it. Alaska was bought from the Russians. Yeah, I know that one. It was, oh God, That's going to bug me now. I'll have to try and find the tape where I saw it, but it was called Fort something, and it was on the west coast, and you're going right back towards the time. It was either before the Declaration of Independence or just after it, but it was around that time, a long time ago. Maxine Dansky marks on fuel, nearly R40 per litre. We'll all have to get horses to get around. Yeah, do the old John Wayne, get off your horse and drink your milk. Hello, Tony, from Hawley, good to see you. I probably drove past your neck of the woods today when I was on my way to Brighton. Edgar Lee, an Englishman's person's home is his castle. Yep, definitely. Kim Alliston, someone told me that Russia have not received the money for Alaska. Okay. Factual breakdown. Father Frank Pavone is at Mar-a-Lago this evening. Something is going on. Okay. How much money do you spend a week on fuel? I'm spending probably 50 quid a day at the moment, sometimes 60 over about 6 days a week. New Albion was founded by Sir Francis Drake. Okay. 1867, the United States reached an agreement to purchase Alaska from Russia for a price of $7.2 million. Communist manifesto say no to property rights. Christine Ayres, did you know Britain beat Russia in 1812, just after Napoleon was kicked out of Russia? Yes, I did know that. Cheaper to sniff coke and run everywhere and fill your car up. That's bloody true. It could be New Albion, Jody, but I've got Fort something in my mind. I'm going to go and look it up and see what I can find out. But I'm sure I'll get to the answer. Has anyone else noticed that E10 fuel gives you less miles per tank? I'm dropping 80 miles a tank since switching. Doesn't surprise me in the slightest. It's probably watered down crap, isn't it, really? M. Perry, evening Andy and everyone. Sorry for being late. Just got home from the office. No worries, good to see you. Andy, if the generals were of these two countries held in The Hague on trial, they can invade The Hague and not be... Yeah, I missed that. Let me read that. If the generals were of these two countries held in The Hague on trial, they can invade The Hague and not be declaration of war crazy. It's a license to commit war crimes. Yeah, it certainly is. Factual breakdown. Apparently the New York Times talking about Hunter Biden. Forget the charge of the Light Brigade. Read about the Heavy Brigade earlier in the day. Okay. Petrol convert back to gallons, $7.55. It's crazy money, absolutely crazy money. I mean, there's a friend of mine uses a Shell fuel card, and he reckons he's going to get $1.60 a litre next week on his price. So we'll have to see if that sticks, but it ain't over till it's over, I don't think. It really isn't. Even more costly than California. It's all nuts, isn't it? All nuts. I tell you, I'm looking at that space over there, and that car has got a Ukrainian flag flying off the top of it, and it's pinched my parking space. I don't know what that's all about, but never you mind. Listen, folks, we're coming up for the hour. I don't want to let it go on any longer than that. So I want to thank you all for coming along on a Friday night. Again, apologies I missed it yesterday. It's just one of those things. I got otherwise engaged. If you haven't done so already, please do that on the chat and help the YouTube algorithm find us, which is all good. If you haven't done so already and you're new to watching Andy the Gabby Cabby, please consider that subscribe button as well and help us get to near that 30,000 subscriber goal. I'm sure we can get there together. I appreciate that. And just mention quickly other things. Where are we? We've got merch. That's the old mug. They come in white as well. And if you want to support the channel as well, financially at all, we're on YouTube channel memberships and Patreon. The bottom levels, the cost of, well, a can of Coke. So have a look at that if you want to do that, but if not, just subscribe and continue watching. And I appreciate all your support. Tomorrow I'm going to try and get some content out, and there'll certainly be a live stream at the end of the day too as well. And I'm off tomorrow, so I'll be able to do a bit more. Enjoy the rest of your Friday nights, everybody. I know there's not too much left now, and till tomorrow, toodaloo.